Hello, hello. Okay, so come on in. I'm going live now. I hope you guys found it. Mike said he found it fast, and Jess found it fast. You guys are getting good at this. I don't know. This is a newer case, so I don't know um, how much interest this is going to have, but I still want to cover it because I do feel really worried about what happened to um, Bryson. So let's talk about it. So come on in. Please feel free to share this on your socials. I did not get a chance to share this out. And I do think that he deserves to be found. He is only 14 years old and he disappeared on Sunday, June 16th. This is him on the left. This is his dad. So his dad's a former NFL football player and is now allegedly involved in some type of culty behavior. So the Indiana State Police said in a press release that Daniel Muir's son, Bryson, was last seen on Sunday, June 16th, after leaving a family member's home in Ohio with his mother, Kristen. So the family member's home was Bryson's grandma. They said that shortly after leaving the house, I'm just going to do a brief overview, then we're going to get into the new stuff, I guess within minutes of him leaving the house, because the grandmother called law enforcement, officers with the Garfield Heights Police Department pulled over his mom in the vehicle. So just minutes after they left grandma's house, police pull over the car and Bryson's not inside the vehicle. 2 days later, investigators were asked by the Cass County Department of Children's Services to investigate allegations of DV. I'm going to watch my words because I know a lot of people have little ones that are out for the summer break. They were asked to investigate allegations of DV and related to Bryson. So you guys know the DV sign. If somebody does this, that means they need help. The thumb and the fingers. And if you need help, this is the signal. So this is supposed to have occurred. So to be clear, the grandma lives in one state and the parents live in another state. So you're going to hear me talking about two different states. So what happened to him is alleged to have occurred in his own home in Logansport, which is about 80 miles north of Indianapolis. And state police said that the property was owned by the Servants Leader Foundation. So this is allegedly some type of culty commune type of thing. Investigators visited the house. They communicated with the father, with Bryson's dad. So you'll see him here. And I'm going to tell you more about him in just a second. So he's the former pro football player. They communicated with him. His name is Daniel. So he's a former defensive lineman. He played for the Indianapolis Colts, and he and his wife were initially, quote, showing some signs of cooperation. This is according to state police. The couple agreed to bring Bryson in to meet with investigators on Friday, June 28th, but then they backed out of that arrangement, and which signaled, in law enforcement's opinion, their view, an unwillingness to cooperate. So Indiana State Police issued a statewide silver alert. So there's been some confusion about silver alert, and I did look that up. Let me pull that up. In Indiana, if you are, let me pull this up. This is the criteria on the silver alert. If you are in certain states, it's only for seniors. But in this case, it is going to be, let me just share this. Just want to show you guys everything. Okay, so a silver alert is for a missing endangered adult, a missing endangered child, a high-risk missing person, or have mental impairment validated through a credible medical authority. So in this case, this would be, he has been characterized as a missing endangered child because he's only 14 years old. So that's why they did the silver alert on him. So he's believed to be in extreme danger and may require medical attention. This is according to the alert. Now, Daniel and Kristen Muir could not be reached for comment. Daniel is listed as a preacher for Straitway Truth Ministries. And when the ministry was reached out by phone, an unidentified woman told People, our attorney said we aren't authorized to answer any questions at this time. So anyone with information about Bryson is asked to call the Indiana State Police Peru Post at 1-800-382-0689 or simply call 911. That's 1-800-382-0689. So let's talk a little bit more about Daniel. So, and I want to talk about the grandmother too, because she's now is speaking out. And I think this is really interesting. Let me grab this. Switch screens here. Okay. All right. So grandma's speaking out. And this is how he was. This is what he looked like, you guys. Okay. So she, and I'm going to watch my words here because I know that we have young people out of school. And let me move myself out of the way. I don't want to trigger anybody. Let me say hello to chat too. Hey, Mary Cherie. Hi, Leslie. Yeah, I think, and hi, Penjam. Another boy to be very worried about. Yeah, he's only 14. He is lovely looking. S. Schiller said, in my opinion, Chris Prophet and his mom, or my opinion, CP. Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Welcome. So we're talking right now. I should be in on the Daniel Schiller live. I'm sorry, Daniel Muir son, whose name is Bryson's live. Hey, Elbarica, that uniform is Green Bay Packers. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about the dad. Yeah, he doesn't look good, does he? Let me tell you a little bit about the dad. So let me grab that too. And I'll tell you where he played, because you guys are like maybe wondering why he's got different uniforms. I don't know what uniform's what, so I just pulled up one of the first pictures that popped out of him. I just wanted to confirm that it was him. So let me just share. This is a little bit about him. Make sure I'm not in the way. Okay, I'm not. Okay, so this is Daniel Muir. This is per Wikipedia. So he went to Kent State, and in his professional career, he played for the Green Bay Packers, the Indianapolis Colts, the St. Louis Rams, the Indianapolis Colts a second time, the Green Bay Packers a second time, the New York Jets, Kansas City Chiefs, Houston, Texas, and Oakland Raiders. So he's got quite a large extended career over a lot of different teams. And he's married to Kristen Wright, that is Bryson's mom, and they currently reside in Indianapolis. So he did host a Christmas dinner for homeless teens. So it's really concerning, but this part is a little bit weird. There's been a lot of allegations. I don't know if they're true or not true, so I just want to be very careful with this. But a lot of allegations about this Straitway Truth Ministries in Logansport, Indiana, that is some type of a commune, and you know, maybe Daniel is being held by some type of a cult. I don't know. Let me know what you think about this. So let's go back to this for a second. So this is Daniel. This is who we are looking for. Let's see if I can pull up his picture. Make it bigger. No, that's as big as it goes. Okay. Yeah, it's really sad. It's really sad. And Grandma spoke out, and that's what I was going to talk about next. So let me share that with you. I got a little sidetrack here. Okay, so the grandma of Bryson, she is the one that reported to law enforcement that she was looking for him. So he's been missing for 2 weeks. And Bryson told her that he felt like he deserved what happened to him. So this is really concerning. Cheryl Wright said, and I spoke out, and she said, it's a very difficult situation. We're all very sick about him. It hurts my heart. So Cheryl Wright is Bryson's grandma. I'm just really watching my words here. She alerted police to the possibility that Bryson was not being treated correctly. I'm watching my words here. And she did this just moments before he just, disappeared. Because law enforcement says that they pulled the car over that Kristen was driving just a few minutes after the grandma called. So where did Bryson go? Did he jump out of the car and run away, or was there something else going on? Now, according to the grandma, that Bryson said that what happened to him, and I'm watching my words in case you have little ones in the room with the summer break, that she felt like she was concerned that Daniel and that her grandson, Daniel's the father, that her grandson had been brainwashed into adopting the Muir family way of life within this religious community compound in Logansport. This is being reported out by Fox 59. So Wright's last encounter with Bryson was on June 16th as he departed her residence near Cleveland. So this is grandma last saw him as he's leaving her house in Cleveland, Ohio. So people should be on the lookout for him in Indiana and also in Ohio. And if you would be willing to join a couple of Bryson Muir Facebook groups and share this video in there, it will help get the word out. If you guys don't know, getting eyes on a child that is a person of color, it is like so much harder to get the word out. I'm not really sure why, but they just children of color just don't get the attention, that white children get. And it's not fair and it's not right, but that is how it is. So if a couple of you guys wouldn't mind joining a couple of Bryson Muir Facebook groups, we could maybe get this video out and help get word out about Bryson. So Bryson's grandma informed law enforcement that he did have the eye that I showed you. It was blackened, and she raised concerns about that she did feel like this was done. She did take that photo that I showed you of him. This was taken by his grandma. So she said that he was, and if you look at this, you can see he does have a busted lip as well right in here. He does look really sore and swollen. And what's really, so she said, she said that, quote, he was battered, and when I got him, he had a black eye and a busted lip. She recounted his face was swollen. I can only imagine how many times he had been in the face for it to be like that. So that's really, really sad. His grandma, Bryson's grandma, disclosed to Fox 59, CBS, and CBS 4 that Bryson said it was his dad, Daniel, who was responsible for doing his eye, and that he didn't share with the grandma what caused the altercation and was reluctant to discuss the incident, which is why she contacted law enforcement, which is the right thing to do. If you see something, say something. And she said, I didn't want to let him go. I can't even imagine how scared she must be. I tried to call the police because he had been and it hurt me that anyone could do that. I'm watching my words. It hurts me that my daughter would allow anyone to do that to Bryson, to her child. So Captain Ron Davies commented on the rapid sequence of events, saying it was minutes. It wasn't a very long period of time whatsoever from when the grandmother called to when law enforcement responded. And despite the swift response, Bryson was nowhere to be found in his mother's Suburban when police stopped her vehicle. Wright also shared that this is grandma, that she had received an explanation from law enforcement regarding Bryson's whereabouts. And he said, quote, the officers believe that he probably had been switched into another car. So 2 days after the incident, the Cass County Department of Children's Services did ask for assistance from the ISP officers to investigate the claims of DV involving Bryson at a residence in Longsport, but they were not able to contact the family. And then they announced on June 27th that they were going to be cooperating, that Daniel and Kristen Muir were beginning to cooperate with the ISP probe. But they reneged on that the next day. They just didn't show up for the interview that was scheduled to where they were supposed to produce Bryson. So we don't know where Bryson is. His whereabouts are unknown. And the child's grandmother has expressed her concern on Monday, saying Bryson is so conditioned or brainwashed to their way of living that he wanted to go back, recounting how he had fled when she attempted to persuade her daughter to leave. So grandma was trying to get the daughter to leave with Bryson. And trying to get Bryson to maybe agree to leave and stay with her by speaking out. But he felt like he deserved it. She feels like he's been brainwashed. So there are allegations that the Straitway Ministries is some type of a commune or culty type of thing. I don't know if that's true or not true. I want to be really careful about that. And I'm going to talk more about this. Let me just say hello to chat. It is social media. I don't want to, we have a small chat, but I still want to check in. Yeah, so that was the Green Bay Packers. So I went through, I just wanted to go through. Let me see where I am on chat. Yeah, wow. It's really sad. It's really sad. Diana said it took a minute, but I'm back. Hey, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for caring about Bryson. It's really, really hard to get cases like this covered. It really is. It's just not fair. When you're a person of color, it's much harder to get the name and the face out there. So, like I said, if you guys would be willing to join a Reddit group or join a Facebook group for Bryson Muir, it's spelled BRYSONMUIR. It will help, maybe get his name and image out there and raise awareness of what's going on with him. And maybe this will put pressure on the parents to produce him. Hi, Holly. And Justice, I agree, Penjam. Oh, thank you so much, Penjam. Thank you, Penjam. Penjam says, like on a way into the show, I like your hard work and passion. Thank you so much, Penjam. That means a lot. Andrew says, gosh, I just like contact sports trains young minds. I feel okay with being that train young minds to feel like it's okay to be degraded. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for caring about Bryson. It's just so much harder to get videos done. This is where I do want to say thank you so much to all of our channel members and subscribers, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to afford to cover cases like this. And I do want to be able to cover all different types of missing persons cases. Elbrica said the grandmother may be hiding him, in my opinion. No, she's the one that called the police. The mother had him in the car. So Kristen agrees that he was in the car. His mother had him, Kristen had him in the car. So they think he was switched out into a different vehicle. Or maybe he, jumped out. But I don't think it sounds like he ran away, because the grandmother tells us that, he was thinking this was his fault, that he wanted to go back. So maybe he had told his mom that he had told his grandma, and so they quick switched vehicles. And just as I hope someone is caring for him. He may have alerted his mom that he had told his grandma. Diane said, has the commune been searched? I don't think so. Not that I've seen. That's such a good question. Mary Cherie said, that's awful. Holly said, how old is Bryson? He's 14 years old. He's only 14. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about Bryson. And everything I'm sharing with you is my opinion. Opinions are not facts. So Bryson he's 14 years old. He was last seen on June 16th at 7:53 a.m. in Cleveland, Ohio. He's tall because his dad's tall. His dad's a former MFL player. He's tall. He's 6'2". He's a handsome young man. And he weighs 185 pounds. He has brown eyes and black hair. He was last seen wearing an orange Under Armour shirt and blue jeans. And his dad is Daniel Muir, a well-known defensive lineman and who played with the Colts. So Bryson was last seen leaving his grandma's house. So Bryson lives with his parents in Indiana. So Indiana has a statewide silver alert, which covers children that are considered to be in danger. So the silver alert in some states can mean it's an elderly person, but in Indiana, it's kind of like an Amber Alert is. I wish they would just make it one alert for all the states, so we could just have, just like we have 911 for the whole country. I wish we could do something like that for this, because it would make it so much easier when we're covering these cases. Because people hear silver alert and then maybe they thought it was the grandma that disappeared. So, but it does apply in Indiana to anyone who's vulnerable, and obviously Bryson is vulnerable in light of the condition that his grandmother had him in. So, um, but he was last seen at his grandma's house in Ohio, specifically the Cleveland area. That's where his grandma lives. So maybe if you live in that area, you may want to make it, share it there. If you live in Indiana or Ohio, consider sharing this on your socials. But now it gets really strange because Bryson's parents live on this property, the Straitway that I just told you about. And this is alleged to be some type of a commune or some type of culty type of thing. So Bryson's dad is a minister for the Straitway Truth Ministries. And the Straitway Truth Ministries, I did find some information on it, but I want to be careful because I don't want to impugn a group, because they may not have anything to do with this. But the white 2015 Suburban, which is the car that Kristen Wright was driving when she picked up Bryson, belongs to the Servant Leaders Foundation, which is related to the Straitway Truth Ministries. This is according to the Garfield Heights, Ohio-based police department. But Bryson was not inside. So they have a 5.63 acre parcel of land that's owned by the Servant Leaders Foundation. This is according to Cass County Public Records. The organization itself has an address for a box, but it's a UPS store. So according to the property record, Daniel Muir, Bryson's dad, bought the land back in 2020, and the Servant Leaders Foundation became the owners in 2023. So now he pretty much owns the Servant Leader Foundation, Daniel does. So I don't know if he was just sold it to them, to make sure that it stayed with the church that he founded in the event that something happened to him, or if it was for tax purposes, I really don't know. But an overview of the property and the county records shows that there are several structures at the address. So it appears that he bought the land, then he sold it to the Service Leader Foundation, but he's the head of the Service Leader Foundation. So I don't know what the purpose was in selling it. So what is Straitway? So there is a YouTube channel, but I don't want to play it because I don't want to have any drama. But there is a YouTube channel for Straitway called the Straitway Truth Ministries. The site welcomes message said the group is, quote, fully self-supported and does not carry the restrictions of a 501c3 classification. So it's not a nonprofit, because a 501c3 would be a type of nonprofit. I don't know if it's a different type of nonprofit. I just know it doesn't carry that type of. This is according to their own website. So, and their mission statement, seems to be based. They are Bible based. But on the property, there's multiple no trespassing signs. A large "Welcome to Straitway, Indiana" Goshen sign is up at the property, and Goshen means a place of comfort and plenty. So Bryson's dad, Daniel, is part of the Straitway Truth Ministries. It's a controversial religious sect. I think that's a nice way to put it. Members do live in a commune type of environment, which is like a communal type of environment. So ITA Team 8 spoke to the family's neighbors, and they all declined to be on camera for fear of retaliation. And they described the property and the Straitway Truth Ministry as scary, creepy, and culty-like. Watching my words here. Some said they've heard gunshots from the property. What do you guys think about? Let me move myself over here. Okay, so he's really young. Mama T, that OG said, this poor child, I'm upset about this. Yeah, I know. I feel you. It is really sad. Let me see. I'm going to do the Jay Slater case right after this and do updates on that. Gina says, that's so sad. No child deserves this. I want you to remember it's the size of Daniel and his father. Yeah, they're real. His father's a big guy. He's a big guy. I mean, he's a former pro football player. So he's a big guy. Albert said, hope all is the best. Yeah, I do too. Bye, Mike. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. No, nobody should ever be subjected to that. Christine said, what state? So he was last seen in Ohio, but the silver alert was put out in Indiana because that's where Kristen and Daniel Bryson's parents live. So 2 states, Ohio and Indiana, should both be included. Welcome. So I do just want to let you know I'm going to be doing the Jay Slater case next. Let me see. I do want to. If you see him or somebody sees him, please call 911. Andrea says, I'd like to be doing homework on that sect. Wow, I'm so scary. Money and religious affiliation sounds suspicious. Well, the neighbors certainly do feel concerned. Thank you, Christine. So let me go ahead and just thank VIP Autism GMA ×3. Thank our producers, George Brown and Jazz, Sasha Angel, Not So Saintly, Debbie Joe, and Jane J. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to cover cases like this, so thank you so much. And thank you to our awesome channel members. You guys allow me to cover some of these smaller missing person cases, and they're really important. I mean, the statistics for missing children are that runaways and throwaways, 2/3 of the children are between 15 and 17, and the male to female is equal. It's about 50-50. Half return home the same week. 99% are returned home. But some are from a parental abduction. And then some, and the smallest percent is non-family abduction and stereotypical kidnappings. So this is, my sourcing on this, let me just share this. My sourcing on this is Child Find of America. I just wanted to share that as well. So I hope that we can find him. And I do want to say thank you for your super stickers from the last live stream. Thank you so much. And also for your gifted channel memberships. I really appreciate you guys. All right, well, I think I'm going to leave it there because I do want to go ahead and I'm going, if you want to follow me over, I'm going to close this out and I'm going to start a live stream in just a moment or two on the Jay Slater case. So I hope you guys can join us for that. And then, oh yeah, I forgot. Thank you, Anjas. On Thursday, 4th of July, if you guys want to beat the heat, maybe you're in a state where it's really hot and muggy, we're going to be having a 4th of July party here on Reporter Room. It's going to be a virtual 4th of July party. And we're going to be doing, it's a BYOB, obviously, because it's virtual. We're going to be doing a virtual tour of the Statue of Liberty. We're going to be doing trivia, both true crime trivia games and also trivia for the country. And then I'm putting a fireworks show together with music. So we're going to have fireworks. So we really are going to, if you are living in an area where it's really muggy and hot, or maybe you're homebound, this would be a nice way to come and celebrate 4th of July with us here on Reporter Room. So it'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and I hope you guys can join us for that. Yeah, we're doing the Jay Slater case next. I mean, like right now. So I'm going to go over there next. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. And if you guys want to follow me over to the Jay Slater case, and if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you in a few minutes.